Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Range, and in this video we'll be talking through my stages 4, 5 and 6 of Desert Brutality 2020. So first up is stage 4, Retreat. So you start with the pistol loaded and made ready in the holster, rifle loaded but not made ready and slung.
Stand by.
First thing is to get the pistol out of that crappy holster, 2 shots on each of those 2 steel up there, and then 1 remaining shot on that last one.
Clear.
I had to show clear.
Grab the doom.
Pistols without mag safeties would just drop the mag, then fire the one last shot. It was 1 shot only.
Shit.
Do up the holster so I don't lose the pistol. Grab the tube and run backwards. Drop the tube at the shooting position. And then 2 hits on each of the steel visible. You could either maintain the 180 or unload and show clear between positions. I chose to maintain the 180. Carrying the rifle like a handbag. Bit of dancing. Same again from this position. Rifle on safe. Grab the tube. Onto the last position, and 2 hits again on each of the steel.
There you go.
And there we go, unload and show clear. That was 89.51 seconds, and I came 37th overall.
Good run.
Thank you. Did I miss the fifth shot on the steel?
You got it.
Got it.
He got it, right?
Yeah.
951.
So onto the headcam footage now.
Are you often clear between trenches?
No.
All right.
But I have a mag safety on the pistol, so I will show clear pistol.
Got it. Go ahead and step up into
Skip forward a bit.
shooter ready. Stand by.
Draw the pistol without sweeping myself. Safety off. I did hit it, but
On your side.
I didn't see it or hear it because it was close on a small target for some reason. Then I struggle to get it into the holster and restrained, and I'll show you why immediately after. Grab the tube and run like the wind. With Carl doing an excellent job, and the other cameraman guy, whose name I've forgotten, doing an excellent job keeping up. Cook with the left hand. Don't shoot unsupported if you can rest, because I can speed up the shooting and reduce the chances of a miss. Quite a long run now, about 50 yards or so. I've got the rifle in my left hand, and then sort of dancing around everything to make sure I maintain the 180. And again, rest if you can. Or more to the point, rest if it's quicker to, which it definitely is here. So the interesting thing here is maintaining your muzzle angle, awareness, and what you're doing, because you've got to do a lot of choreography to avoid things going in the wrong place and getting DQ'd, which would suck. RO's not calling hit, which is means that I actually have to listen a lot more. And we are done. So overall, I think that went quite well. Certainly the manipulations, I didn't need too many makeup shots. What really cost me time, and if you look at the results on practice score, it was quite tight there. If I hadn't spent so long reholstering, that would have gained me several places, and I'll show you why. If you just allow me to come up to the camera and squat down a bit. So this Canadian P51 holster, it's sort of a classic soft webbing holster with a reinforced mag pouch. There's actually metal reinforcement on it. Getting the pistol out isn't too bad. It's fairly tight. That's my BDA. The problem is getting it back in, and I have practiced reaching around the pouch, pulling the flap up, putting it back in. That's not too bad. It is a two-hand job. So round the pouch, up, in. The problem is the staple is really tight, and this is an unissued holster. And what happened to me was I pushed it on and it went at an angle like that. And then I fiddled and sort of went with two hands, and I wasn't going to move until I'd fully secured the pistol, because a drop pistol's a DQ. So I needed to get that tab in so that I knew that the pistol wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, that was a bit suboptimal there, but that's part of the fun of working with this old gear and seeing what happens. So on to stage 5. So this stage is called center axis relock, and it goes like this.
Stand by.
First of all, crawl under one hedgehog. Then another. Run up to a hula hoop, and then there's 5 quite small steel.
Hit. 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 Hit.
Then move up. 2 shots on each of the long steel from each shooting position. Rear first.
Hit. 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 Center.
Preemptive reload, knowing I've fired quite a lot.
Hit. Hit. Hit.
To the left.
Hit. 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 Hit.
Back to the center.
Hit. Hit.
You can see me changing my alignment there when I kick my foot round. To the right, same again. Back to the center. Should have done a reload on the way, because... And I've only got 1 mag per pouch, because doing these pouches back up under time pressure is just not happening. There we go. And then finally forward, same again. And I'm getting quite aggressive now. Thought I'd hit it, but didn't. And there we are done. 110.75 seconds, put me 47th.
110.75.
And if we go over to the headcam footage now, this is what it looked like to me. The trick is just to throw yourself through them. And some of the big guys in lots of equipment really struggle. At least one of them ended up dragging one of the hedgehogs along with him. I'm huffing and puffing already, because crawling is actually kind of hard work. Got the gun with the left hand, because it's a convenient one. And again, like in the previous video, I'm calling my shots mostly, and I'm mostly getting it right. So normally I know I'm going to need a make-up shot as the bullet's going down range already. Went too quick, overconfident. I think what happened there was I didn't correct my alignment quite right to the right-hand target, so it got pulled left. That was a good one. And I should have reloaded at this point, because again, counting rounds for me is not happening yet. Need to work on that. No flinch though, which was nice. See, I'm reaching under for the right hand pouch. And finally, miscalled that one. And we're done. So there's not that much interesting going on that one, other than a bit of natural alignment and rather poorer calling shots than the previous time. But one thing you might have seen over the videos is there's one video it was more convenient for me to cock with the right hand, and then a couple of times I've cocked with the left. That's one thing I like about the position of the cocking handle on an AR-15, or indeed an M16. is you can get at it with both hands. So if you're moving into position, you've got your rifle in your left hand and you need to cock it, you can, or from the right hand, you can. It's for me, it's quite nice being able to get at it with both. I know it kind of happened by accident because it was replacing the cocking handle under here that got too hot, but I think it worked out rather well.
Ding, ding,
Okay, on to stage 6 now, Coronavirus Party, keeping the stage names topical.
ding, 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 ding. Make safe. Up the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So here we've got a particularly evil
Alrighty, shooter understands
pistol
the course of
target
fire.
with
Shooter, are you
a
ready?
center plate which you hit
Stand
and
by.
it makes the head pop up, and you've got to shoot the head up and then shoot it back down again. From the first position, freestyle, goes downhill from here. I was so shocked that I didn't even know how to move. Then, a strong hand only. My precision pistol failing me here. There we go. Should have reloaded but didn't. You got to hit it nice and square. Shot to slide lock.
Ah, shit.
Actually had an empty mag in my pocket. Stupidly, we'll discuss this at the end.
Safely.
There we go. Safely in the bucket. Unsling the rifle and make it ready. So then we have an armor target down there, which is a plate with a hole in it where an armor plate would be. Unload and show clear. Up the steps, onto the container. And then there's 2 targets at the back of the range, quite a long way apart. So through the loophole, I'm having reloaded. 1 shot on each, but minimum 8 shots total.
1,
So shifting my body position around.
2, 3, 4.
Something's going wrong. Going over the top of it.
5, 6.
Fuck.
And there we go. If that magazine seems short, you're right. We'll talk about that at the end.
I'll take the rifle.
So 153.01 seconds. Put me 56.
3, 0, 1.
So back to the headcam footage for one final time now.
And all commands from Chris. Roger that. Shooter, do you have any questions? Ding 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 ding. Ding ding. Ding ding.
Always nice to check the
ding,
course of
ding,
fire
ding,
over
ding.
with the RO just to make sure.
Safe. Up the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty, shooter understands the course of fire. Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Move.
Really wasn't expecting that. Now you'll often find that your point of aim with respect to your point of impact is different, strong hand only, weak hand only, compared to 2 hands.
Come on.
So that took rather more effort than I expected.
We can.
And got it up in 1. But then shot it to slide lock. Went for the mag in my left pocket, which was
shit.
empty because I made a screw up. So I went round to my other spare in the front of the holster, which is underneath. Now I'm trying to work out where I'm hitting. I think I'm hitting low. Ooh, right a bit. There we go. Finally worked out where I should be aiming. Got it off. Rifle off the sling. Cock it. And I'm holding low because if it bounces into the target, it counts. The target's resting on the ground anyway. But you just don't want the rounds to go through the hole that's representing the plate. This all went rather swimmingly. Let's just say that barricade shooting with an AR-15 is far easier than with a Tikka T3X Arctic. Up on top, left pouch, reload, and resting the fore end. And it starts well. And then my sights were telling me I should have hit that, but I think from the other footage you can see that it's going over the top. What I think I've started doing is pulling down on the fore end of it. So mental reset and position reset, I just move position. That not only fixes anything mechanical I'm doing wrong, but resets my brain. That mag was not full, I thought it was. I got a bit flustered there and took a few extra shots, and then I'm calm again. And it's all to the good.
User error. I think I had a short mag in there. Oops.
So the things that come out of this are mostly mental issues. The first on the pistol stage, if I take my... As I mentioned, it's often the case that two-handed, strong hand only, and particularly weak-handed, your point of aim with respect to your point of impact isn't always the same. You need to know it for each individual gun. The more you practice, the better you get at one-handed shooting, the better you get at weak-handed shooting. In particular, the closer the point of aim will be to the point of impact. With a borrowed gun, you've got to learn it on the fly by watching the hits, watching the sand. That's just something that I need to work on particularly. The other thing is, it was like 2 hours between stages, but stupidly, and partly because it was the last stage of the day, I didn't want to open too many boxes of ammo, but I thought I'd refilled my mags, and it turned out that I hadn't actually refilled the empty pistol mag in my left trouser pocket at all, so I ended up going for this one, and you end up manipulating it like this because you've got to make sure you don't do that. I can sweep myself here, it's at home, this is unloaded if you really want to see. There you go, but that's a DQ, even with a slide lock, so, oh no, always got to make sure the pistol is right out the way, and make sure that not only that the pistol is out the way, but that the RO can see it's out the way. This is the thing in my IPSC shooting back in the day, particularly when I was ROing, like, you want the RO to see exaggerated movement, hold the pistol up, go for the mag that you're reaching around for, and carry on. The mag in the left pouch wasn't full. That flustered me a bit, and I think looking at the headcam footage on for the fifth hit, I think what I'd started doing was pulling down. And these pencil barrels are very light and very flexible, and I remember reading a test report that showed that at 300 meters, the difference between bipod, with the clip-on bipod that goes here and pushes up on the barrel, and sling-supported sort of US Marine Corps style, which pulls the barrel down, is a meter on average, which is quite substantial. So if I was marginal in hitting the top of the target, because they're a fairly small place, and I was pushing down, that will have caused my point of impact to rise with respect to the sight line. And I think that's what was going on there. And when it was clear after a few shots that I wasn't hitting, I needed to reset. So I moved a bit, and what that did was reset my physical position, so the mechanics of what I'm doing, and it reset my brain as well. And then after the unexpected reload, I was a little flustered. That took me a couple of extra shots on the 7th exposure, and then I was calm again for the 8th exposure, and it all went well. So there we go, that's all 6 stages done and dusted now, and if you survived this far, thank you so much for tolerating all my psychobabble, shooting nerd technique, fundamentals geekery, and fundamentally, what comes out of this is go hard or go home, do fundamentals fast, make sure all your mags are loaded properly. So anyway, thank you so much to everyone who made my participation in Desert Brutality 2020 possible, particularly Carl and Russell, who did all the organisation, all the sponsors. I'm in fact wearing a Polaris Worldwide t-shirt, which Les gave me, so that's one of the sponsors. There are loads of sponsors, too numerous to name. Please support them. Thank you very much to my patrons who made it possible for me to go there and have such a great time with a bunch of really, really great guys. And yeah, onwards and upwards. And hopefully the next Brutality match for me will be Finland in August if the coronavirus doesn't stop us.